Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we are back in space, and I am headed for this asteroid. Now, I do want to turn my thrusters back on before I ultimately smash my face into it, which I would not put it against me. Basically, what I want to do is I want to aim kind of right next to it, and I can turn my thrusters off again, and we'll just coast up to it. That seems like a pretty good plan. Because what we can do while we do that is go to our ore detector, crank that range up, make sure my batteries will hold it, and I have 3 days of power, so we're good. And all I'm gonna do is just kind of brush on by it. I don't see anything standing out. Spurt signal 5Ks away, 6Ks. Normally you can see the ores on the sides of them if there is any. But what we're gonna do is just kind of coast past this one. See if we can detect anything there. Oh, FYI, last episode, I thought, which one was it? One of these planets was the moon. That one? Maybe? Possibly. I don't know. One of them was the moon. It is not. The moon is on the other side of the planet from me. So, I gotta make my way around. Hopefully you had a little better of a starting point than I did. I don't see anything immediately. Make sure I'm not going to smack into this thing here. Because it should tell us if it sees anything. And you should be able to see the ore there. Oh! Oh shit! Okay. Well, that's handy. Because that's almost directly above my base. Well, current base. Okay. Well, now I don't have to go searching for hours to show you. But yeah, you can find platinum on asteroids too. I know I didn't mention that last episode, but you can. So, kinda help you out in that regard. I'm actually gonna get some of that. I'm just keeping an eye on that spurt signal, which is space pirates, by the way. I know you guys know that. I was just making fun of it. Basically, I'm just gonna go kind of like that. And yes, I am still in planet gravity, but with my dampeners on, it's almost negated. Make sure we shut this door behind us. And then we can go out through there. Oh, and I don't have my helmet on. Because I'm a dum-dum. Make sure we have our lights on, too. Move. And we just start drilling. I'll show you guys what platinum looks like, and we'll make a GPS point to this. Hopefully it's a big enough node to where I don't have to have, like, 6 different platinum nodes. But platinum refines really crappily, shittily, badly, all of the lees. Aha, here we go, platinum. So it kind of looks like silver in a way, but it's got a lot more stone in it. And you gotta watch too, because these things will kind of fly out at you and away from you. We are officially space miners. Now, nothing on my ship can refine this, so it will be held until I can refine it. So I'm just gonna get one inventory load of it and come on back. Biggest thing I want to do is just make a GPS point of this. Last one I did was the home base. Cool. Tells you I haven't played yet. Plat. Droid. Good enough for me. Ooh, didn't want to turn. Fat finger. Come on. Ooh. Oh, because I'm still technically in the gravity, which is that direction. Fair enough. We're going to go ahead and turn dampeners off as well. Because I can control the ship with the thrusters. That'll kind of help us with the hydrogen usage. And then we are going to make our way to the moon. I want to go that way. Now I am slowly losing speed and altitude in a way. I'll turn dampeners back on just to keep my altitude, but I want to keep my forward momentum, so I'll turn my reverse thrusters off. And I'm going to try and look on these asteroids as we go by them, just to see what we got. I want to redirect my path that way. And I'm still in the 80s as far as fuel goes, so this will be a walk in the park. You can actually see the altitude meter. 36,290 roundabouts, going back and forth, going up slowly. But now it's just a matter of flying around. And that space pirate thing that keeps popping up, they're beacons. Sometimes they can be really good loot if you go over there, kind of piss them off a little bit, take them out. You just have to watch because there are ones with guns on them, there's ones without. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to fly by this one just to see what it has. And all I did there was redirect the nose of my ship, and it takes care of the rest. As long as I have the dampeners on, it will make sure my path is going straight. So it'll get rid of any side-to-side movement that I'm doing, which is good. That's just built into Space Engineers vanilla. That's not anything special. Alright, what do you have on you, Mr. Void? Anything special? I'm not seeing anything off the get-go. There is some iron. Very nice. Okay. We should be able to find one closer than that to the moon. So I don't want to mark that one just yet, but we will see if there's anything else on it. I like to try to get as close as I can. Let that ore detector do its job. See if there's anything inside this asteroid, kind of like that platinum was. Why does the game sound loud today? There we go. That's better. I don't want the game being louder than me. That's just rude. I'm not seeing anything pop up, so we will fly around. Turn those rear thrusters off. Just make sure I'm not going to smack into anything. And it looks like that iron might be the only thing on this, which is fine. It seems like a really big asteroid for only iron. Spark, go away. Go back around this side. What is that right there? You see that? That spot. Let's go ahead and see what that is. If it's anything. It could just be how it looks. Because that's kind of what uranium is going to look like. And it doesn't look like that's it, so... Uranium's going to be like a black stuff. It looks like we're good on this. Which side? There's... I want to keep going this way. When you're in space, your sense of direction gets all twisted really quick. So make sure you have an idea of where you're going. Now, I was in the planet's gravity a little more there, so I'm kind of pointing upwards to try and get out of it a little more. We're going to need to get a little more radius around the planet anyway, so... I think I'm going the wrong way anyway. We want to go this way. I believe. If I did my maths right, which usually don't, so we'll see how well this works. Should be alright. We just want to stay out of the planet's gravity as we're going around, and should be good. All these asteroids. I'm trying to get a little closer to the moon, so that way we can use its asteroids, or the ones on the way to there and our base in between. That way we're not having to go all the way out of our way to find different stuff. Because once we get a base on the moon, we'll be able to fly between there and our home base pretty easily. And I think I see it over the horizon there. right at the edge of my nose. That's where we want to go. I'm gonna try and get out of the planet gravity, and I will see you when we get to the moon. Or I find something interesting. We'll see. Might be a long time lapse, but try to keep it interesting. And we are coming up on the moon. I know that didn't sound very excited. That sounded like a mom trying to get their kid excited. I apologize. It's been a long flight. As you can see, the smoke had a little bit of an incident. Um, Maybe I'll show you, maybe I won't. But just just keep in mind to always keep your clearance when going around asteroids with the ore detector. They it can be a bumpy ride. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm coming in. I want to find a nice flat spot, but I also I want to try to land closer to the poles because hydrogen and solar are going to be my two main sources of energy. There's no wind on the moon. You can't use wind turbines like we did before. So we want to be able to have a sustainable amount of power. So I'm going to land near the poles, not right on them, because I want to be able to have a pretty good flat spot. And there's hiccups. There's not much flat spots on the poles of the moon. You can see how craggy and mountainous they are from all the asteroid impacts. We want to be somewhere, I'd say kind of right where my ship is pointed. Now, this does have gravity, not much. It's 0.25. So we want to come in a little slower, but we don't have to worry too much about smacking into the surface. If you can land on Earth, you can land on the moon. I mean, that's just pretty much how it is. I want to find a good spot to settle. Not too far from the pole, but I want it nice and flat for a base to go on. And I'm also going to try and keep in mind of where the sun is at, because it does rotate here as well. So we want to see kind of where it's going to rotate to. So for right now, let's go ahead, see if we can find that spot over there. Looks nice. It's not too far from the ice. But this spot doesn't look bad either. I mean, you take into consideration the size of my ship and do a little terraforming here or there, and we do have nickel and platinum right below us. So that's actually pretty decent. Iron we'll have to find still, but that shouldn't be too difficult. So let me go ahead and mark this. Nickel, platinum, and there should be something else here. We just can't see it. Because normally they come in threes, remember? Sometimes it's twos, but not very often. And this might be one of those 2 times because of the platinum. Looks like it. And even the platinum is really far down. So let's just fly around a bit. I just want to see what other ores there are around here. So I do think we are going to land here at this nickel and platinum, because just flying around for 5 minutes, you can see I've found nickel and platinum, iron, gold, and ice, iron, cobalt, nickel, iron, silicon, magnesium, iron, silicon, magnesium there. And actually, the iron, silicon, and magnesium 2 that I just did is supposed to be silver and gold. So, I mean, we are pretty set up right here where we are at. Oops, 180. So, I think we're pretty good. Let's go ahead and set up next to this nickel and platinum like we were wanting to. And we can... Actually, there's a pretty good flat literally right over this hill that we can go to. And everything will be pretty close by. And actually, this is another nickel, magnesium, and silicon. So on the moon, when you're looking for ores, you can kind of see it. Let me get into spectator. It's hard to see right away, but you can almost see the little bit of a brownish gold color to the ground there. Yeah, there we go. Now you can actually see it. That's what we're looking for ore deposits. And then you'll be able to find what you're looking for right there. So, while I'm in spectator, we have all of our stuff over there. Let's make our base somewhere over here, shall we? I think that'd be a good starting point. Because that way I don't have the holes next to the base and all that. More nickel and platinum. There's gold, silver. We just have stuff everywhere. So I'll tell you what, we'll just build right in the middle here. Try not to be on top of that ore deposit. The only thing we're missing, honestly, is uranium. And I didn't find any on any asteroids, but then again, after my little conundrum, I didn't fancy going out and looking too much more. Now I'm just gonna shut my thrusters off and just let the ship sit. And head on out. See what we got. Make sure I have parts on me. I have the wrong parts on me. Let me get some steel plate. I want you to depressurize. So a way to save the oxygen in your tanks is to depressurize your airlock. How we talked before, how there's usually a vent in the middle. This is why. You depressurize and take the air out of that spot, and you'll be fine. You actually won't waste really any oxygen. Alright, so go ahead and fly up a little bit. I think we're just gonna go in this little spot here. And I'll move the ship closer as we figure out what we're doing exactly, but I think that should be good. So, let's go ahead and start laying out our new base. We're just gonna get a few blocks up. I think that should be good for now, and I might even take this out. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's go a little farther this way. Just to be able to see more of the block. There we go. Cool. Now, what I want to do for my moon base is make it my home base. So, yes, I have the home base there on the planet with pretty much everything set up. But I want to do something similar with my moon base. Um, I did not pick this location. It is completely by random. I did not know these ores were here. So, lucky me, I guess. Good karma for the bad luck I had on the way here. I don't know. But now we can start doing some stuff that otherwise wouldn't have been necessarily possible. Where I can build. Well, it would be possible. It would just be a lot harder on the Earth-like planet, just strictly because of the gravity, the mountainous terrain I started on, and all of that. I could have gone to a different biome, but why when I can just come to the moon and make it kind of my central hub, if you will? Because then everything else as well, say I want to go to any planet, I'm literally facing all of them. I have the Earth-like, I believe, I don't know what that one is. We have the Mars. I think that's the alien over there. And then Pertum is here somewhere. I think it's actually just opposite of me. But everything is in that general direction. So it'll be easy to set the AI to say, hey, go to this spot. Hey, go to that spot. You know what I mean? So it'll be good. Plus, I want to have multiple buildings for refining. I'm going to need a lot of hydrogen. So I want to have a O2 farm, or not an O2 farm, but a H2 farm. So I'd have like 6 to 8 O2 H2 generators and like 6 engines, some hydrogen tanks going up with flames coming out the top, that kind of stuff. And that's the plan, anyway. And then we can start building on this, but we also want to be able to go to different planets. So I want to find an asteroid with uranium. One, so I can build a reactor. Because once you have a reactor, that's the best kind of um, energy. You can get so much energy out of such little uranium that it's really worth it. And now that we have platinum, we can make jump drives. So jump drives actually allow you to, well, just as it entails, or implies anyway, um, it allows you to do long warp jumps. So I could go back home and be there in 5 minutes instead of the hour that it took to get over here. Uh, some of that being my own stupidity, but point being, it's a lot easier than just flying everywhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get a little base put down and see what we can do. I'm just gonna get the basic stuff, and I'll probably do it in between episodes because you've already seen me do it once. You don't need to see me do it again. The only thing I suggest is getting down some sort of solar panels, or if you landed next to ice, kind of like I did, even though it's 1.2k away now. Um, get some hydrogen engines, an O2 generator, and get that running your base. Because first thing you're going to want is power, oxygen, and hydrogen. Those are your two biggest things. I have them on the ship. That's why we put them there. and I can just get ice and put them on the ship for now. So I have a little bit longer, but if you did not put those on your ship, you might want to get this down pretty quick. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and start getting something going. I'll catch you guys in the next episode, and I want to see what your creations were. How did your travels go? Let me know on Twitter. Just tag me, at me, all the fun stuff. But you guys have a wonderful day.